Hello class, and welcome to lesson 23, comparing unit rates in work. I'm going to go ahead and zoom into the first half for those of you copying along at home. And here is the second half. Alright, let's jump right in. So, yet again, we find ourselves with a lesson about comparing rates. Okay, the first week we compared rates just when they were there. The second time we compared rates in models. Third time we compared rates in word problems. This time we are going to compare rates in workplace scenarios. They are word problems though, so let's go ahead and jump right in. The question is, if I have different ratios for how fast people work, how can I compare them? And as you can imagine, this could come into play when you might go into work for yourself, if you want to rake needles or shovel snow or clean cars, things like that. The rate at which you work will be very important. So in order to figure out how to compare the ratios of how fast people work, we need to do this task. Identify the values by dividing y by x and then compare. This is the exact same thing we have been looking at for the last few lessons. We have to find the value and then compare. So the example we're going to be looking at, Sean can clean 20 pools in 8 hours. Susie can clean 30 pools in 10 hours. Who cleans pools faster? Now, nothing about this lesson is new. Just all of these problems are going to be talking about how fast somebody works. However, the big, very important thing that I want you to remember, so I'm going to write it really big, important. I want you to always remember, when we are working with units of time and how fast something works, if we're talking about a rate of speed, I want you to have your time on the bottom. Okay? So, a lot of really common rates of speed are, well, number one most common definitely is miles per hour, okay, where hour is a unit of time. Another one that we see a lot of in our examples is words per minute. Okay, minutes is a unit of time, so that goes on the bottom. Last lesson we talked about airsoft guns and how they measure their speed of the little pellets, and that is in feet per second. Second is the unit of time, so the time goes on the bottom. Okay, that is very important for us to remember as we do these problems. Time goes on the bottom. So we look back at our examples. We have Sean cleans 20 pools in 8 hours. Susie cleans 30 pools in 10 hours. All we do is step 1, write the ratio, 20 pools to 8 hours. And as you can see, our unit of time, which is hours, is on the bottom. Alright? So if we read this problem and we have no idea what to do, you do what I told you, what I have you repeat every single day. All you got to do, write the ratio. So step 1. Step 1, write the ratio. Alright? So our ratio is 20 pools in 8 hours. Our time is on the bottom here, right? We see hours on the bottom. Actually, I'll put a little R next to it so you know. 8 hours is on the bottom. That's step 1. Step 2, we write our goal, right? We want our goal to get a unit of 1. We want to know per 1 hour. Miles per hour is miles in 1 hour. Feet per second is how many feet it goes in 1 second. So we want to know 1 hour. Okay, so in order to get from 8 to 1, we know we have to divide by 8. If we do it on the bottom, we got to do it on the top. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 8 divided into 20 is 2.5. If you don't believe me, you need to see it for yourself. Find a little extra room here. The 20 goes inside the house, 8 goes outside. 8 goes into 20 twice, which gives us 16, a difference of 4. Add a decimal, bring down our 0, bring our decimal up in our answer. 8 goes into 40 5 times, 2.5. So, there we have Sean's rate. Sean goes 20 pools over 8 hours is 2.5 or 2.5 pools per hour. And the pools per hour is very important. Over here, we have our 2.5 pools per, which is this line, 1 hour. Okay. And if we do that same thing over here for Susie's rate, we start with our 30 pools on top, 10 hours on the bottom. Hours goes on the bottom because it's our unit of time. Divide 30 by 10, you get 3 pools per hour. Here the pools is on top because it's on top here. Hours is on the bottom because it's on the bottom here. So if we compare these two rates, 2.5 pools per hour, Susie does 3 pools per hour. If they both work for 1 hour, Susie can do more. So Susie cleans faster by 1.5 pools per hour. Or not 1.5, sorry. 0.5 pools per hour. 0.5 is actually just 1/2. So Susie is faster by a half a pool per hour. Now, here's your work section. Go ahead and do that. Make sure, again, that your unit of time goes on the bottom.